The worldwide head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, the fifth Khalifa of the promised Messiah, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, on Saturday appealed for global justice while delivering the keynote address at the 10th Ahmadiyya Muslim Peace Symposium, held at the Baitul Mosque in southwest London. The event attracted an audience of more than 1,000 people, including government ministers, ambassadors of state, members of parliament, and various other dignitaries and guests from all walks of life. The theme of this year's symposium was the pathway to peace. The purpose of the symposium is to provide a platform for constructive debate about achieving peace. Coming at a time where global conflict and unrest is on the increase, the delegates sought to highlight the importance of freedom and equality for all.
In the last several years, I've learned a great deal about Islam from your community. I have learned that Islam is built on the rights of life, equality, tolerance and justice.
I know that in the next month, His Holiness will have been Caliph for 10 years. And what a 10 years that's been, from the Peace Symposium that was imposed here 10 years ago, through the numerous charitable and community events that you've taken part in that 10 years, and the numerous times that you have made these facilities available to the local community. The spirit of volunteering, which we see in your community, as has been echoed, is the spirit of peace. It's the spirit of recognising, responding, it's the spirit of recognising and respecting, and it's the spirit of recognising and leadership.
But I did have a remarkable opportunity to host two events in the European Parliament, the last of which was in December of last year, when His Holiness graced us with his presence in the European Parliament, when we launched and founded the Friends of the Ahmadiyya Community, and it was a very well attended and extremely successful event, and it raised the profile of the Ahmadiyya community within the EU institution.
Just 1 month ago, as was mentioned, I was announced by Prime Minister Stephen Harper as the first ambassador for the newly created Office of Religious Freedom at the Ahmadiyya Mosque in Vaughan, Ontario. And so it is truly fitting that I give this brief set of remarks here in London at this event. At the February 19th event, when our office was announced, we emphasized that Canada would be a faithful friend of Ahmadiyya Muslims around the world. The goal of the Office of Religious Freedom and of my position as ambassador is about promoting and defending freedom of religion, freedom of belief around the world.
And I'd like to start by thanking and paying tribute to Your Holiness for inviting us all and for holding your 10th Peace Symposium and showing the leadership that you do here in the UK and around the world to bring people together of all faiths and none to champion peace. You help everyone understand each other better, and you teach us to look into our hearts, to make sure love is in our hearts, and that religious leadership you give on that message is very welcome, and we thank you for it.
Also in attendance was the founder of the non-profit organization Focus, Dr. Bochi Ajay from Ghana, who was honored with the 4th annual Ahmadiyya Muslim Peace Prize. Dr. Bochi Ajay was recognized for his outstanding work in the promotion of peace through his life-changing medical work, which has provided hope and a future for thousands of people in the developing world. He was presented with the award by Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad.
I'm deeply honored and humbled to receive this award for the advancement of peace. We hope the Focus Orthopedic Hospital in Ghana will provide the needed orthopedic care for all who come to us, as well as educate and train the local professionals and develop the orthopedic workforce for the future, not only in Ghana, but in Africa and beyond. We all need to remember our roots and give back.
The most eagerly anticipated part of the event was the keynote address delivered by His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, who began his address by speaking about how the Ahmadiyya Muslim community reflected true and peaceful Islam.
Our old non-Ahmadi friends are well aware that the Ahmadiyya community practices exactly what it preaches, and that whatever we say and do is based on true Islamic teachings. which are of love for all, hatred for none. However, as I have said, we also have some new friends in attendance today, and it is quite possible that they may harbor some doubts or suspicions about us or about Islam. And so I would like to reassure them from the outset. The truth is they will hardly find anyone or any group who is more opposed to cruelty, extremism, and injustice as we Ahmadiyya Muslims are. To establish the highest standards of love, affection, and brotherhood are our objectives.
Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad spoke about how today peace was needed more than ever.
To strive for peace is a noble ambition and is something that the world has always stood in great need of. If we look at the situation of the world today, we realize that now, more than ever, it is a pressing and urgent need of the time for us to seek and pursue peace and harmony in the world. During the past 4 or 5 years, the various disasters and forms of unrest that have occurred or are occurring have led directly to an increase in restlessness and disorder. There is no doubt that with each day that passes, the peace of the world is ebbing away.
Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad also spoke about his fears in relation to escalating conflicts involving North and South Korea, Japan, and China, and the ongoing war in Syria. About Syria, His Holiness said that a recent proposal made by Israeli President Shimon Peres calling for an all-Arab UN peacekeeping force to be sent to Syria should be considered. He also said economic hardship were leading to frustrations amongst the masses in Europe, and that such frustrations could be catastrophic if not handled properly.
We should not sit here and only be concerned at the prospect of becoming involved in wars that are taking place in Asia, but we should also be extremely concerned about the problems on our own doorsteps. If we look at Europe's own financial crisis and its long-term effects, we see that it is causing restlessness to spread within Europe's population. And this anxiety is increasing at great speed. If not handled properly, the results of such frustrations and desperation will prove to be catastrophic. Thus, it is the duty of all powers to fulfill the requirements of justice and to unite together. All parties need to increase dialogue and open the lines of communication so that they can peacefully discuss the best means to solve the problems of the world. These steps are necessary so that global peace can be established. It is my prayer that Allah grants the people of the world the ability to do this.
Following the conclusion of the proceedings, His Holiness met personally with various dignitaries and guests. Tahmina Amir, MTA News.